Man, who's ready for a reading episode?
I am.
Hello everyone, welcome to the second bonus episode of Bug Fables. Today, I did something I didn't do in my original playthrough, and got every single lore book.
Look at them all.
Here, we'll be reading the entire lore and history of Bug Fables. Let's get started. You guys can skip this episode, we understand, if you just not want to hear us read for like 30 minutes.
Yeah, we won't blame you.
This is just for me and Archer, because we were actually really interested in this world after the LP.
Yeah.
Let's start with our lifespan. Before the days of awakening, they say we used to live very little, only a few days or moons. And most of the time, we were helpless larvae. Marriage marked the end of life. Inconceivable nowadays. For one, we don't even remember being larvae. Huh. Truly, becoming an adult is like being born, and then we could enjoy this beautiful land for many years. It's hard not to pity our ancestors, who had to give up life soon after becoming aware of it. These will be short. But yeah, it talks about how all the bugs in Bulgaria didn't really live long. The crowning of Elizabeth II. The queen right now.
Yes. After tears were shed over Elizabeth's too soon retirement, it was time to crown the new queen. Elizabeth II's speech radiated power over kindness, leaving many uneasy. Although everyone cheered, doubt and fear festered among the populace. They could only wait and pray their new queen would be just.
And she did. And she got justed.
Yeah. And ended up being really good, which I did not expect initially.
You thought she was going to be like a side villain?
I thought she was going to be evil. which I'm sure, I think...
A lot of people did?
Yeah, I think they were going for that. Initially, for the player to, like, be unsure about her.
Yeah. So, the Ladybug Exile, you know about this, right? There were...
Exile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm talking about... We've seen ladybugs in this game.
Yes.
Some had to actually hide.
Yes.
So let's read about the exile.
Yes.
It had been just one moon after Queen Elizabeth II took the throne. Farmer ants keep reporting the disappearance of many aphid eggs. Although, after a thorough investigation, a band of 17 ladybugs were found to be the culprits. Yes, 17! Her Majesty acted quick and restricted entry of most ladybugs from the Ant Kingdom. As of the time this book was written, many special permits are required for them to visit. The move was seen as very controversial and has been the Queen's most criticized decision.
Wow.
It remains to be seen how our generation will handle the shift caused by this event.
That's like eerily close to real world politics.
And this is 2019. Lesser bugs.
After the Day of Awakening, many bugs changed form. We evolved to be able to live as we do now.
Ooh.
But not all bugs evolved. Some remained untouched by the Awakening. We call them lesser bugs.
So like midges...
Yeah, a lot of the enemies we've fought.
Or lesser bugs.
Spiders, midges, weevils, and some others did not gain sentience. They remained unchanged.
Oh wow, so they're technically civilians that just never evolved.
The causes for that are still being researched, but unless another Day of Awakening happens, it will be difficult to study the changes. However, it's been concluded lesser bugs have become more ferocious and will attack bugs that come near them.
You know that.
Yes. Interesting.
Time to see the story of the everlasting sapling.
Okay.
It is said that the sapling was created of... It is said that the sapling is a creation of the roaches. The legends of the saplings have brought the first settlers to Bulgaria, bringing upon the creation of the Ant Kingdom. According to legends, it is said that eating even one of its leaves will grant immortality to the bug that eats it. Oh, that has irony now.
Yeah.
Become tree.
Yeah.
Our only clue to its whereabouts are artifacts mentioned in ancient texts. They say one resides in Snakemouth Den, but the dangers have proven too much to conquer. Was it truly made by the roaches? Could it have caused the roaches to vanish? I hope this chapter of history will be cleared up in my lifetime.
When
These are.
I wonder when that particular lore book was written.
I bet very long ago, because it was the original queen's first goal. Oh, Snake Mouth Den.
Rumors say that during Elisant I's rule, roaches that lived in Snakemouth Den were faced with a sudden demise.
And we know what that demise was.
Right.
The lab.
Yes. In one night, all the roaches that lived there were gone, and fungi monsters appeared. Expeditions sent have always suffered losses, so the search for the reason was put on hold. Snakemouth Den is rumored to be a host to many ancient crystals. Could that be the cause?
Time for the brief history of bees. I think I asked you this question. Who do you think is more technologically advanced, the bees or the termites?
The bees are the who?
The termites.
The termites.
I had this question of myself because I've been going back to the bee kingdom, and it's very advanced when you think about it.
I would say...
We'll go back after this.
Yeah. I would need to see the termite kingdom again.
The bees are... Oh, that's me, yeah. No, wait, that's you, right? I just did the Everlasting Sap.
Oh, yeah.
No, wait, did you do Snake Mountain?
Yeah.
Okay, then it's me. The bees are close allies with the ants, and came in shortly after Elisant I settled down in these lands. While they used to make honey themselves, technological advancements made robotic drones slowly take over the honey's production. Many bees of the newer generation, bearing scholars, do not fully understand how to make it. Huh. Now many bees know how to make honey. Wow. Their society is mostly composed of females, with males residing in the queen's chambers. I mean, it's not wrong.
Let's move on.
Let's go to the wasps, then.
Although they've been around long before Elisant I's arrival, the wasps live just outside of Bulgaria. Thus, the ants hold the title of first settlers.
Ah, they're one of those.
Ah.
So the wasps were technically here first.
They control most of the northern territory, composing of the far grasslands and wild swamplands, and will attack anyone they catch intruding. Due to a history of eternal conflict, even the young are well versed in military tactics and combat.
Not much for them. The termites, like the wasps, lived in the lands before Elisant I, and like them, lived just outside of Bulgaria. A isolationist society, they say the termites were close allies of the roaches, and as such possesses advanced technology within their dome. Unlike bees and ants, the termites possess both male and female soldiers and workers in their society. They are also very good builders and know how to use clay well. The roaches. Oh, time for one of those.
Okay. The roaches are the oldest of the bugs that rose after what they call the Day of Awakening. Having mastered the art of crystals, their civilization rose on top of this abundant power source. However, they suddenly disappeared. Many have speculated on the reason. Popular sentiment is some sort of civil war must have led their civilization to crumble. Personally, I doubt it. Surely some would have remained, then.
Well, we found them.
Yep. If some roaches did survive, they live far from Bulgaria. Perhaps not even they would know of what their ancestors did.
Ah.
Huh. Curious.
The lost art of flight.
Ooh.
That's right, we don't see... There's not actually flying vehicles in this game.
Yeah.
It's all... They just barely learned water technology.
Yeah, we see kind of just hover, but not really fly, like the way bugs normally do in the real world.
This is most likely talking about vehicles.
Yeah.
History tells of insects soaring the sky, covering great distances. Nowadays, only the bees, wasps, and a few lesser species seems to remain that privilege. Even so, most bugs continue to possess wings. day-to-day life doesn't quite eat fly, so perhaps we as a collective have evolved past it. Could it be that one day bees will not flap their wings any longer?
Never! Be quiet in the library.
Mantid claws.
According to data found in ancient roach slabs, mantises used to have claws instead of hands before the Day of Awakening.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, they do.
No, look, Maki's a mantis.
Yeah.
He has hands.
Yeah, they used to have claws instead of hands, like how in the real world mantises have claws.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's kind of cool. They evolved from claws to hands.
Yes. What a weird way to live. How would they be able to hold stuff to make art or even cook nowadays? Thinking about it, this might be why they have an affinity for sharp tools. Fascinating. Some lesser mantids and mimics still have claws instead of hands. Such a pity.
And we've seen some.
Yeah.
The ancient crystals. Many crystals exist around the world, filled with mysterious power. The old worlds learned how to harness their magic, and crystals are now used as power sources for many machinery and other things. No current side effects from crystal exposure are known, making them relatively safe. Some children's tales mentions that sometimes sound can be heard from them if in a quiet of place. Probably fake. Archaeologists said these crystals appeared at the same time the Day of Awakening starting, suggesting a link between them and that event. And you know what crystals are talking about, the saving crystals.
Mm-hmm.
Family structures and social bugs.
Bugs can be classified into two types, social and loners.
Oh, real life.
No, it's one of those books. Social bugs usually have a single queen, the mother of the colony.
Oh, they mean that by that.
Oh, okay. Although all individuals are siblings, they do not tend to see it that way.
Ah, that explains like V and Joan being considered siblings.
Yeah. Some individuals grow closer to others by choice, creating their own small family cell. Interesting.
So again, V and Joan.
Yes, I see what you mean. Social bugs are separated into workers or civilians. Workers are born to protect and take care of running the colony. Workers take their job very seriously and will fulfill their duties the best they can. Recently, some workers have rebelled to lead a loner life. This too could be an evolution. Civilians form family bonds more easily and care for the general well-being of their colony.
So, Leaf's family.
Right. It should be noted that social bugs, referring to their queen as mother, is considered a taboo.
V called the queen bee mom before.
Well, V ran from the, ran from the colony, which bees apparently don't even do, so. It's on brand for V. The queen, however, has freedom to call others their children.
Bulgarian honey.
Okay.
Something about the pollen collected from Bulgarian flowers causes the honey produced here to be super sweet, but also super volatile. If the honey is mixed too thick or heated up too much, it becomes alive and turns into a bean called an Abama honey. That reminds me of something.
Yeah.
Scientists are still trying to figure out what causes the honey to turn into these beasts. Many tests point towards crystal fragments in the plants of Bulgaria being the culprit, but there's no conclusive proof. Berries as currency.
Oh yeah, I'm curious about that. It is unknown how long bugs have been using these specific types of berries as currency, but it is a very effective method. Hard, long-lasting, and very bitter. These berries are almost never eaten for their horrible taste. Their small size is perfect for carrying them around as well. There have been recorded cases of some bugs actually enjoying eating these berries, but almost no one can stomach their taste.
And we met a bug who could eat these berries.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that was a short one. Dark cherries.
Okay.
There are some rare berries in Bulgaria that are worth a lot. A lot! We call them dark cherries. A red counterpart has been found in the Eastern lands, but due to how common they aren't as sought after. The dark variant strangely seems to only grow underground. Meanwhile, the red ones only grow in tall trees. In any case, some bugs have keen sense of smell for dark cherries. They're harder to find them so that they may be sold to collectors. Or it could be some random kid in the Metal Islands who just sells them.
Right.
The Era of Deceit. The Era of Deceit.
After the Day of Awakening, not all bugs stood equal in society.
That
makes sense.
Racial standing.
Yeah. Many ants, bees, wasps, and others failed to evolve with the rest. Many long disputes and frustrations occurred because of this. Thankfully, with the passing of time, all bugs experienced the awakening. Well, not all bugs.
Yeah. I think they could have explained a tiny bit more.
All bugs with an asterisk.
Youngling care. Since the Day of Awakening, we mature faster, but our infant stage is still critical. There can be events where the caterpillar or grub stages get interrupted, causing unforeseen consequences. We just had that. With the larva, with Yin.
Yes.
If one is not careful, the youngling can turn into a dangerous lesser bug.
Ooh.
Nurseries must be protected and treasured at all costs, so that our future generations don't suffer such a fate.
Huh. That's horrifying.
A study of magic.
Ooh. Magic is uncommon, and few bugs are able to use it. Some bees theorize that crystal exposure can grant magic powers, but testing earns no fruit. A legendary wizard that lived in these lands used to experiment with crystals to learn their magic properties. But he suddenly disappeared, and all knowledge of how crystals relate to magic disappeared with him. Rumors have said that he might be living in the far grasslands, but no traces of him have been located.
They met him.
Who? What?
B3 has met that same wizard. It's a side quest.
Is that the guy in kind of the Lost Woods area? No.
I'll show him off later in the final video.
Yeah. You have to refresh me.
Because you never saw him.
Oh, I never saw him.
Yes.
Okay.
I kept his mission unfinished.
Okay.
The Mother Crystal. Oh, the big crystal in the underground.
Yes.
Deep underground below the Forsaken Lands, it is said a massive crystal resides. Said crystal might be linked to why Bulgaria is such a haven in this area. The ancient road text suggests it fell from the heavens during the Days of Awakening, piercing the earth. They say the crystal aura protects Bulgaria from the outside world's great perils. Huh. That can explain why Bulgaria has never technically been touched.
Right.
Because, if you remember, this is still a human world.
Right.
Because of the giants.
Yep.
Some say that it's tied to goddess Venus, the local deity of the golden settlement.
Okay.
Although, personally, I would prefer not to speculate using local folklore.
Wow. Whoever the writer is of these has got some sass.
Has bad hindsight.
Yeah.
Further study is necessary, but the termite prohibits anyone from digging under the Forsaken Lands, until relations between the kingdoms improve, reaching the crystal is currently impossible. So this was written after Queen Elizabeth II's rule. Mm-hmm. The Deadlands. Oh, remember the Deadlands?
Yes, I remember the Deadlands. Oh, it's my turn. The gigantic feral beasts that surround Bulgaria. It's uncanny how we've gotten used to them. We've gotten used to them? What do you... I beg to differ!
We didn't get used to them. They just decide to live somewhere else.
Right. Alexander I braved the Deadlands, riddled with those creatures to ensure our peace.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, wow. How brave of her. Although Bulgaria is protected by the Mother Crystal, the outside world is not.
So the Deadlands are technically not part of Bulgaria.
Right.
Huh.
That makes sense. I struggle to write when I think of what could happen should that crystal lose its power. Ooh, that's a good point.
Sequel, maybe? That would be a scary sequel. The Northern Kingdom.
It's a horror game.
Far beyond the swamplands lay the Northern Kingdom, home to mostly many kinds of beetles. Oh.
We haven't really been there, have we?
No, we never been there. This is outside of Bulgaria.
Yes.
Where Kabu came from.
Yes.
They are very traditionalist and hold honor above all else. However, many travel to Bulgaria to escape the Deadlanders' attacks.
Deadlanders?
The trip to Bulgaria is hard enough, but the north houses the swamps, filled with more dangerous creatures. To avoid the war's hostility, both take the long route around their kingdom. It's the most insane of trips. Truly, the lives of the Northerners isn't an easy one. Kabu's just like, can we now finish this? The Eastern Lands.
To the far east of Bulgaria lay the Deadlands we fear so much. Monsters everywhere and a feeling of utter dread.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that's accurate, yes. Who knows how, but I braved through the odds. Eventually, I reached the Eastern Kingdom.
Wow, this writer actually had balls.
Ooh. It is so different compared to Bulgaria. It has many exotic fruits and materials that cannot be found in our kingdom. Many of its denizens live in a very closed community that shuns outsiders. The only exception to this seems to be a rare species of bug that resembles fruits.
Is that what the freaking monsters are made out of? Fruit?
Huh. Yeah, I mean, if the flowers inside of Bulgaria are volatile enough to, create monsters out of honey, then it's logical to assume that
A much more dangerous place.
outside of Bulgaria, it's much worse. And has effect on fruit. Although friendly, other eastern bugs appear to stay clear of them. Is their smell too sweet?
No.
If I don't make it back to Bulgaria, I'm glad I got to meet them.
Hopefully you did, because we got your book.
Yeah.
Unless we found this book in the Deadlands.
Yeah.
Unless we found that certain book in the Deadlands.
Yeah. We would have to... I'll have to remember that for when I edit that episode.
The Giants.
Alright.
Let's hear about the Giants. Every day, more ancient artifacts pop up. Given their size and unknown purpose, scholars believe giants roamed these lands. They could have existed all over the known world in giant kingdoms to protect them from the Deadlands. When the Day of Awakening happened, the giants must have vanished. Only their artifacts remained. There's no way to know, is there? Maybe they caused the awakening themselves. Perhaps they fell to the Deadlands, or created them themselves. Maybe someday they will return to reclaim our old home. Maybe they have left for another world? The giants moved.
Yeah, they moved.
I'm a bug of facts, but even I'm reduced to daydreaming about their fate. At least we have their monuments, showing us glimpses of days past. The Day of Reckoning. That's you.
The following cannot be confirmed, having been retrieved from a book in a Roach village's ruins.
Okay, so this one was in the Deadlands.
Ah.
No, wait. This was in the desert.
Yeah.
Because we found a Roach village there.
Oh, right. No, yeah. According to this book, written by Roderick the Roach Scholar, what we call the Day of Awakening, the Roaches called the Day of Reckoning.
Oh.
Very different words.
Those are kind of opposites of each other.
Yes. It was an event where they woke up to the world.
Oh.
Okay.
They saw the memories of the universe.
Yeah, well, let's keep reading. They share a belief that before that day we were not different from the lesser bugs amongst us. A cataclysm happened suddenly which banished the once fabled giants to another world. Only bugs and some other creatures were left in this world. After said cataclysm, the roaches became sentient, giving birth to civilization. Other books by Roderick mention fires raining down from the sky and destroying the earth. Expeditions have not found craters or traces of such a disaster. Its constant mention in Roach texts suggests that it was a big part of their culture. Or could it be a religious creation myth? They set off some fireworks. Roderick, were you lying? How are we supposed to find out? Curses. I'll keep this book hidden away until I can find the truth. I'll head into the Eastern Lands once more if I have to.
And that's all the stories.
Interesting.
This world has so much more of a history than I thought.
Yeah. Crazy.
So that would be our next episode is finished. Hope you all enjoyed that little lore reading.
Yeah, or if you didn't and you skipped past it. Which is fine. But anyway, see you guys next time where we will be
doing the exotic enemies, the rare fights.
Yeah. Alright. See you guys then.